Y'all, I want to talk about this Harbor Freight. Before we get started on this chat, I want to point out for Bob, because I told him I'd show it this to him when I was talking about the other day. Um, this clamp here, that clamps on this pipe here, this here was sliding up and down. The bolts on this side here were not clamping down tight enough to keep it locked in. So I had to drill in and put a bolt to lock this here, so the blade, the whole thing wouldn't drop sideways and cut crooked. But anyway, that was that part, Bob. Oops, just dropped my sandal. So anyway, to let you kind of guys know about this whole deal, I've been really happy with this Harbor Freight. It cuts really accurate, nice straight cuts. On these larger logs, when I'm cutting, 14, 16-inch wide planks, it's a lot of drag on the saw. So, it does slow down, even 12-inch wide cuts. When I'm cutting, boards that are 6 inches wide, and stuff, man, it cuts right through it like slick butter. So, I mean, I'm really happy with it, um, with its performance. But, the one thing is about these Harbor Freights or any other sawmill, if you're going to be a homesteader, which I'm not, by the way, folks. I mean, I've said this many a time. I am not a homesteader. Danny is absolutely right. Homesteading is a lot of hard work. Yeah, yeah, I am. Huh? Just a second, folks. My wife wants to know what kind of peppers. Bring them over here. Let me see. Okay. 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 Peppers. Banana wax peppers. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Anyway, let me finish my video.
Okay.
So anyway, like I was saying, I'm not a homesteader. I grow a garden. I grow enough probably to grow enough vegetables to last us a year round if we wanted to go through all the work of all the canning and blanching and freezing and drying. And yeah, hey, it's a lot of work, folks. There's a lot of stuff to homesteading. And it's not just the garden. There's lots of stuff. I do heat with all with wood, so I have to put up enough wood. Does that make me a homesteader? Hell no. Um, but if you are thinking about becoming a homesteader, one question is, how do I make a living? How do I make a go at it? Well, I am going to strongly suggest that if you're in an area where you can get logs, you can't be at your own sawmill. Yeah, you can go out and spend 8 or 10 grand. A lot of people just don't have that kind of money. With this track setup that I have and the sawmill, I've got about $2,500 into this setup. For another $500, I could easily have this track, 40 feet long, and I could cut 36-foot long logs if I wanted. But it's a great starting out point. Just making a 20-foot track, cut 16-foot logs. Um, with a sawmill like that, if you're going to be a homesteader, you can build your own cabin, your own shop, your own barn, your own furniture. You can cut lumber for other people and sell it to them. You can make money off of it. Um, I'm not going to say you're going to get rich, and I'm not going to say it's easy work, because it ain't. Having a sawmill like this here isn't like you're going to be putting out, 50 or 100 2x4 studs an hour. Not without a whole lot of work. But it can make you some money. And it would be very beneficial and very handy instead of having to run down to the lumber yard every time you need to buy a couple of 2x4s or 2x6s or something. So I would strongly recommend either buying or building your own. Now, if you want to build your own, the guy I would send you to talk to and watch his videos is Off Grid with Cecil Skinner. The guy built his own sawmill, and he cuts all of his own timber and stuff. And he's very helpful, very willing to give his insight on things. He's a great guy. So they're a great couple. So um, if you guys like the wood cutting and other stuff, I mean, he has track. I mean, that guy is got talent. I mean, he just got a cat that he had to do a bunch of work to get it going. He fixed that sucker on up, and he's got it operating. He has his old tractor that he's ran and done a whole lot of work with. The guy can take old snowmobiles and get some back to running. I mean, for a Canuck, the guy's awful amazing. No, I love his channel. I don't miss a single video of his. Um, but I can honestly say that my personal opinion is if you're going to be a homesteader and you have access to logs, get yourself a sawmill. You know, it will really be worth its while. It will pay for itself. I would recommend a Harbor Freight if you're not talented enough to build your own. If you don't know how to, like me, I don't have that talent like Cecil Skinner does. I mean, I can do certain parts of it, but man, building the pulley system and having everything kind of tracked in right, just I don't know. It's beyond me. I'm not a machinist. I'm not even really a welder. I mean, I can lay a bead, but it's ugly. It will hold, but it's ugly. But this Harbor Freight for the price, you won't find another one um, anywhere near as good at this price. I don't think you can find another one at this price for a bandsaw mill. There are other options. You can go with a chainsaw, make a chainsaw mill. Um, the kerf on the chainsaw is like 3/8 of an inch. The kerf on this is like 1/8 of an inch. So you lose a lot of wood every time you slide. Like if you're cutting a bunch of 1x stock, for every piece of 1x, for every 2 1x's that you cut, you're losing 1 1x. If you're cutting just large timber, then a chainsaw is fine. But if you're cutting a lot of planks and stuff, a 1x material, um, I wouldn't recommend a chainsaw. If you're doing a timber frame and you need to cut some beams, hey, nothing wrong with it then. But setup like this here, I can't say enough good about it. For the price, I can't beat it. I can't work it all day long myself. I do a little bit here and there. I mean, this is the same log that I showed you how I lay out the log where I'm going to be cutting it from and stuff. Made that video this morning. Here it is, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 or 5 hours later, and I've still got a lot of cut left on it. I just can't stay on it, busy. But it's cheap entertainment for me. Well, not so cheap, but it's good entertainment for me, and it provides me with something. So, if you're a homesteader and you're wondering how you can make some money, with this saw here, if you have access to logs, I think you could pay for it, make it pay for itself within 2 or 3 months' time, working it really hard. But the biggest question you got to ask then is, do you have time? Being a homesteader, do you have time to work it that hard to pay it off that quick? Those are questions only you can ask. Anyway, I hope this video was enlightening, and just remember, if the girls can't find you handy, they can always find you handsome. Y'all have a good day. Bye.